in my sense, we're heroes, right? The dying world still but it skies. Crushing head, where power we fight. Strength that breaks you, light in the night. Where the brawn meets the brush. Our story's told in this love imagination mode. With every stroke, adventures unfold. Peace in my soul, soul and soul. Guidance in hand and worlds to explore. Roll the future, hear the dice roll. Gaming realms of muscles drawn. Together in this place where we belong. Joining spells, casting dreams until the dawn. Leveling up and the world's in our own. With painted heroes shining bright. Venturing onward in the endless night. Where the brawn meets the brush. Our story's told in this realm of imagination mode. With every stroke, the vengeance unfold. Peace of our soul, our soul. Where the brawn meets the brush. Our story's told in this realm of imagination mode. With every stroke, the vengeance might fall. Peace of our soul, our soul.
Hello there. Happy Friday, people. Let's just turn that down a bit. It's quite loud, isn't it? Happy Friday! We are here. It is the weekend. You are here with me, Steve. It is Minis and Muscles, a place where the brawn meets the paintbrush. We are here every Friday here on YouTube. Welcome, 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 and welcome one, welcome all. I'm very happy to have you here with me. Hopefully you are going to be very chatty tonight, and we're going to have lots of comments in the chat. So if you are online and watching right now, there's a few of you already. It's lovely to have you on board. Make sure you chat away. And if you're a first-time viewer, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on notifications, like, comment, and all that good stuff. So, if you're first here, your first time here that is, what are we? Who are we here at Minis and Muscles? Well, every week you join me, Steve, here on the Minis and Muscles channel, where we paint miniatures. That's why it's called Minis. We talk a little bit about fitness. That's why it's called Muscles. And we have a good old geeky chat here every week about various different things, from Pokemon to Dungeons and Dragons to, I don't know, might even talk about Magic the Gathering, might even talk about Warhammer, whatever that is, we chat about it here. So thank you for joining me. It's just a geeky environment where we all get to hang out and chill and chat. So hopefully you are here for that. So what do we got this week? Well, for those of you who don't know, we split the sort of schedule into 3 parts. So we have our ongoing conversation. So this week, peeps, we are going to design our very own geek den. So the general chat topic is going to be all about how to design your own little geek den, man cave, chick den, whatever you want to call it, and how we can sort of build loads of things and put lots of things together so we can use it in a versatile way and enjoy our geeky hobbies. So that's what we're going to be talking about as the general chat. So make sure you stick loads of comments in and start flooding the chat all about it. What else are we talking about? So we have our second part of the show, which is the muscle moment. It wouldn't be Minis and Muscles if we didn't talk a little bit about fitness. And this week I'm going to talk about meditation. Yeah, that's right, meditation as part of fitness. We'll get into that. And the last part of the show, the third segment, is our hobby horror moment. And the hobby horror moment is all about when you're modelling and doing your miniatures and something goes wrong. So that is what we will be talking about on Hobby Horrors tonight. And it's all about the beheaded battle sister. So stay tuned to find out what that is all about. So this evening we shall be getting on. We have a little model to paint, the continuation of our little dog that we got here. So this little fella right here that we started painting up last week. There he is. So he's got sort of white eyes at the moment. He looks a bit deathly, a bit ghostly. But we started painting him up last week. We'll finish him off, stick him on a base, and then we'll start something new. So I've got loads of cool miniatures lined up. So we're going to have the next miniature. What we could do is we could paint this giant fella. This is like it's meant to be an Imperial Knight type thing, okay? But because I have a Battle Sisters army and Warhammer 40,000, I took a Battle Sisters tank and threw it in the middle because I liked this sort of cathedral-esque sort of church organ in the middle. And I liked the idea of it being a walking system of death. So we could paint this tonight. We could paint some other Warhammer models that we've got here. So I've got 2 other Warhammer models to choose from. We've got Bayard's Revenge, a Black Templar stabbing an orc there. Or we've got Captain Centos, the Ultramarine, Space Marine that we could paint. Or we have a bit of an outsider here. So those 3 are Warhammer models, but we do have a Dungeons and Dragons ogre type model. So we've got this one that we could paint, so we've got to build it and make it first though. So we've got plenty of things going on. So without further ado, let's get into it really. But hang about, I haven't asked you how your week has been. I always do that. How has your week been, people? Whack it in the chat. Let me know. Come on. There's a few of you online already. I'm just going to take a sip of my drink. But let me know how your week's been. Well, my week has been pretty cool. Not as much geekery as what I would usually like. However, I did this week go to somewhere pretty cool. So I went to the Pokemon International Company headquarters in London this week. That was pretty cool. So I saw I couldn't get to walk around the entire office, but I did go into the office and have a little walk around the sort of and have a look around a couple of the you can sort of view from the outside the meeting rooms, and they've got a little sort of area with some stocks, toys and plushies and games. Oh my god, I walked into one section and they've got like literally lines of it and lines of it. I should have taken some photos and put it on here actually, that would have been better. But in there they've got every single plushie you can think of, all in colour order of all these Pokemon. So hundreds of plushies, and I mean hundreds. And then they've got a wall of other merch, mostly consisting of TCG, so loads of trading cards. So every single Elite Trainer box you could think of, still wrapped just on this wall. And I was like, I said to the person that took me, I was like, can you just take these? Are these like for free? Because these are worth a lot of money. I was starting to get excited. No, you can't take them is the answer. They have to stay on the shelf. But that was pretty cool. They had loads of DS games and Wii games and Switch games. They had those there. Lunch boxes, drinks, drink cups, clothing, loads of stuff all on display. It's pretty cool. There was a giant Pokemon as well. So there was a giant Pikachu. I don't know if I can show you that. Let's see if I can get a photo up. See if I can get this up. Okay, see if you guys can see this. I don't know if you can see this, right? This is inside the Pokemon London office. That was pretty cool. So I was quite chuffed in seeing that. And they've got another little Pikachu next to him. What else? Oh yeah, there's just some of the plushies that were there. Look at that. Look at the plushies. There's loads. And then like wall to wall of TCG goodness. So loads of trading cards on there, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, they even had some meeting rooms and stuff like that. Of course, it's an office. They're going to have meeting rooms, Steve. Why wouldn't they? But the meeting rooms were pretty cool because every single one was themed Pokemon. So that was super epic. Really enjoyed that. So yeah, that was a geeked out moment there in the Pokemon headquarters. Then, what else did I do? Did I play Warhammer? No, I don't think I played Warhammer last week. Oh, did I? I think I did. I think, yeah. If you're new to the channel, you'll realise I forget things very easily. So I did play Warhammer last week. What was on the score? It was me and my buddy. I think it was last week. Me and my buddy. So I played Battle Sisters. He had Necrons, and we played against Chaos Knights. And we won. Yes, so the Battle Sisters teamed up with the Necrons, and we won a game of Warhammer against the Chaos Knights. That was really cool game. So basically, the tactic for me and my buddy, his Necrons have got some really high power weapons. So we said, right, you take the high power weapons, I'll take the sort of expendable chaff, and I'll just throw my battle sisters in the way to score points and get in the way of the others, the enemy that is, whilst he does all the big damage. So we did that and we won. So the tactic worked out. It was pretty good. Any others? Oh, I played D&D this week. So it's actually quite a geeky week for me. Played D&D this week. So we had a couple of weeks off for like the summer break where people are sort of in and out of places. So we got back for our first session after that, and that was really cool actually. It was nice to see everybody. A continuation of our campaign. So my character Willie Johnson, yes, his name is Willie Johnson. He's a big 300-pound big black guy, monk. He's absolutely awesome and I love him, and he's hilarious to play because he's blind. So anything I do in D&D, obviously if you're in real world, playing D&D, you can do stuff whatever you want, but when you're blind and you have to play to that, it's quite hilarious. So that was a good evening. Played a bit of Fortnite as well this week, so I have played a bit of gaming. And the reason for the inspiration for our general chat this week, which is about setting up your man cave, your chick den, whatever you want to call it, is that I've got some new monitors for my gaming PC. So I set those up, and that kind of inspired me to start that general chat. So, God, that's the waffle from me. That was a lot of download, right? No comments as of yet, so come on guys, jump in the chat, tell me how you are. Unless I'm not seeing anything, no. But tell me how you are, tell me how your week's been, don't be shy. Especially if you're new to the channel, tell me how your week's been, say hello. Silver's Scratch Built is in. Hello, what you painting tonight? Well, Silver's, good question. So last week we finished off, what did we finish off last week? We finished off the Skeleton Sorcerer, and we finished off with this little dog, and I'm just going to finish him this evening, and then we're going to transition to a new project. So the new project's going to be slightly bigger. Actually, what I might do is stick a poll up as well, because we need to choose the next mini, don't we? So choose the next mini. And we've got the Imperial Knight Sisters. What else have we got? We've got Captain Centos. We have the Ogre. And we also have... Oh, what's that one? I can't remember. Oh yeah, Bayard. Bayard's Revenge. Okay, so I will start this poll now, and let's go through them. So we have got coming up next this big mama jammer, a little creation that I started to make and haven't finished painting, as you can see. But it should be an Imperial Knight, but I've taken a Battle Sisters tank, and I've thrown it in there because I like the church organ vibe that's on the top. So we've got this as an Imperial Knight to do. We have got Captain Centos from the Space Marines. So it's a limited edition model that came out recently. We also have Bayard's Revenge, a Black Templar Space Marine, slaying an orc. But I thought that was a very cool mini. It's quite sort of cinematic. And then lastly, we have this guy, a big fat ogre from D&D. So that's what's up next. So if you fancy any of those or fancy watching me paint any of those, the poll is already up. I've thrown it up there. We'll keep it going for a little bit. And that's what we will paint next. Because our little dog here that we started painting, look at his little jacket on the back there. I don't think he's going to take long to paint. And talking of painting, let's go down to our top-down view. Let's throw this cable out of the way. Yep, that'll do. And let's get painting. Hopefully you've got your water ready and you've got your wet palette all sorted. If you haven't, get it all sorted now. And let's get painting. So where were we last week? Let's take a little look at this guy. So we need to do his eyes. That's for one. So he's just got whites at the moment and he looks rather scary. We did do his tongue and his nose, so that's good. We did the little collar and the sort of braces round here, so that's cool. We do need a base for him though, don't we? So we might need to grab a base at some point. We started this little sort of checkered type jacket, and that needs tidying, I think. So I might need to get the old geek glasses out and start on that. What are you saying on there? Silvers is saying, I'm building my 3rd combat patrol this week, the new Death Guard. Ooh, dirty Death Guard. Okay. Well, good luck on that, sir. That should be good fun. There's plenty of models there to keep you busy, so I don't think you'll have an issue in painting those. You'll certainly have some fun, that's for sure. Just trying to find a base that we can use for this guy. So I've got that base. Maybe we will stick him on there. I need to change this though, right? That's not particularly Dungeons and Dragons doggy looking, is it? Should we go for like just mud and throw a load of mud over there? What should we do? We've got the geek glasses ready. And our general chat for this week is building your ideal sort of hobby setup. So whether that is geeky gaming, whether that is painting miniatures or whatever that is that you love to do, we're just going to chat about it. And I want us to build our own sort of amazing sort of man cave, chick den type thing. So start throwing it in the chat. Let me know what you would put in your man cave, your chick den. I would love to hear what or if you've got a man cave or chick den, what do you have in it? What do you currently have? I want to know. I'm a nosy bugger. And again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hop on to, make sure you subscribe, make sure you sort all those notifications out so you can see when we're online. Whilst I get my geek glasses ready, yes, I look like a twat in them, but I can see a lot, so... Oh, we haven't even got any paints out. Come on, Steve. Gee whiz. So we're going to go with Rathbone for the eyes. Rathbone and just a bad and black. So let's shake these up on our little mixer over here. So tell me how you've been, guys. I'd love to know what's been going on in your world. Have you played any geekery this week? Have you had any board games in your life? Have you had a computer game experience, perhaps? What have you been doing? There's plenty of you in the chat, so do say hello. Don't leave me talking to myself too long, because I may go mad. There we go. Just getting the black in there. And let's get the whites as well. So the two colours I've gone for, we've got Wraithbone and we've gone for a bad and black. So those are the two colours. What's Silver's saying? I got World Eaters, Thousand Suns and Necrons, my Death Guard and Eldar Avatar on the painting table. Wowzers. Man, you're going to be there for a long time. That is some serious painting you've got to do there, bro. Just trying to reshape the tip of my brush slightly because it was just a little bit out. I just wanted to add a little bit more white to this area. But can you see that there? Oh, I'm just out of camera. Sorry, guys. Can you see how that paintbrush is splitting? So you know when you've mistreated your paintbrushes and they're going crappy because they start to split like that. So be careful. Don't do as I've done and mistreat your paintbrushes. Look after them. Treat them like your child. And they shall do you a good service. So I just want to whack some white in here. Don't worry, I am going to go back over this with the brown. I just want a slightly larger area for his eyeballs. Not that I feel that he's got massive eyeballs, but I just want the opportunity to be able to paint on the black mark effectively. So when I'm doing eyes, I generally paint quite a wide patch for the white of the eyes. And once I've done that sort of wide patch, I then get my black, as you see in a minute. I'll run a small line down and then I will colour in or close off the white with the skin colour. So we'll need to get that brown out as well. Now I might have to change his paintbrush here because it's not particularly very good. What we got over here? We got one over here? Might have. Let's try this one. Let's just move that to the reserve pile. Let's just shake that up. Get some brown out as well, so we're ready. So hopefully you guys have had a good week anyway. Mine has been, I didn't think it had been very geeky, but actually looking back at it now, it is quite a geeky week, so happy with that. So when you're doing the black of your eyes, you want to make sure the consistency of the black is not too thick, so you're able to draw a line pretty easy. Don't worry if you go over anywhere, that's okay, because we're going to tidy it up, right? All you need to do is be able to draw 2 lines straight down. That's it. What's the Discord name? Silvers, you can find the Discord if you go to the info page on the Minis-N-Muscles YouTube page, a homepage. Open up the options on the information. You will see that there is a link there for Linktree. Click on that. It will bring up loads like a Twitch. It will bring up other bits and bobs. But you will see the Discord link in there, so you should be able to find it fairly easy. But it should just be called the Discord service, just something like Minis-N-Muscles. It's just the same as the actual channel name itself. So, as I said a minute ago, all I'm doing now is just closing off the white, the excess white that I don't want to be on show. I don't want his eyes to be gigantic, right? So I just need to cover them up and make them slightly smaller. I've actually overdone this one a bit, so I could probably rework that right eye. Probably should, to be fair, but wasn't a very good effort. Let's try again, shall we? Alright, just refill that. I'll go over that, don't worry. You can see the other one looks good now though. The other eye's actually got a pupil. So that's cool, that's all we want. And that's the way I do eyes on all my models. So get the colour of the face onto the model itself, and then stick in the whites of the eyes, and you can make that fairly large because you're going to go around it. Get your black, and then you're just going to make a line where you think roughly it should be, and then you just tidy up that line, tidy up the white, sorry, with the skin colour, and bring that eye smaller, because eyes aren't gigantic, right? So you just need to bring it in slightly. Sorry if I'm not doing a very good explanation here. There we go. Alright, so there you go. You can just about see that in my camera. It's pretty good though. Righty, so we've got that on there. Do we need to tidy up this back cape? Because I was looking at this the other day and it looks okay, but I think we might have to tidy that up. Let's get some white out. So I think for this one we used Corax white, I think, on his back there. So I'm just mixing some of that up now, just so we got some in the wet palette. Whoop. So, our general chat conversation this week is all about building a man den or a chick centre, or whatever you want to call it, your gaming hobby space. And I want us to design a really cool one together. So the first thing that I thought that we need in our cool space is a TV, right? How are you going to have any kind of geekery ongoing without some form of big screen. Now, here's a question for you guys on TVs. Does size matter? I mean, I know it's a bit of a funny statement to make, and the ladies will laugh, but does size matter on a TV if you're sort of throwing it into your gaming setup, gaming room? Do you want something that is, 50, 60 inches plus, or do you want something that's slightly smaller? What do we reckon, guys? Chuck it in the chat, let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. Just trying to be really careful now with this, because this is so difficult. The slightest movement makes it really difficult to get a straight line on this. I'm not the best on I'm not the best on straight lines anyway, so doing this is, I'm thankful for these geek glasses, I tell you, because I wouldn't be able to do this with a normal glasses on. It'd be almost impossible. But yeah, size of TV, does it matter for the man cave, for the chick den, for the geek room? Because, see, I'm not so sure that it does matter. Because when you get to a certain size TV, you almost lose things because it's so big. You don't know where to bloody look, right? And when you're gaming, and that's what we're going to do well, we might watch some movies in our little man cave, but 9 times out of 10 it's gaming, right? If the screen's so big, I actually struggle when I'm gaming to sort of view it all, if that makes sense. So I'm kind of opting towards, if we've got a TV in our gaming room, our chick den, our man cave, then I'm thinking maybe it's a fairly small TV. Or, here's a thought, do we go massive with the TV, and then with our gaming PC, do we then go smaller with the gaming PC, with the monitors? So much to think about, so complex. I didn't realise I was sort of entering such a dilemma when I thought about this topic. I am going to have to go back with some red on this, but it's starting to... What I wanted to do was just join the triangles up. Butterfly Horse, how are you? Silvers, you've posted some pictures in the Discord. Nice one, man. I'll have a look after stream and I'll comment on them. It's good, always good for people to join the Discord and chat, because it means we can sort of talk outside of the live stream as well, which is always nice. Right, okay, so that's the white, I think. Now I just need to tidy up the red. Let's get the old red out. Oh, I don't know if that's the right red, actually. I think I used a darker red. I think I used this one. Yeah, so TVs in our gaming centre, in our man cave, chick den. What do we reckon? Large or small? I'm pretty much going with... In fact, I'm going to change my mind here. I'm going to be a bit controversial. I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go massive TV, right? TV has to be massive. However, the next item on our list is a gaming monitor, right, for our gaming PC. Now, for that, perhaps this is where we go with a smaller monitor so that we get the quality of the monitor itself rather than going with just size matters. Size matters for the TV so we can watch some really geeky movies. We might want to watch some old movies like The Labyrinth or something like that, all the way through to more modern, a geeky movie. Maybe you want to watch a Pokemon movie. How about that? Tell you what, after going to the Pokemon office this week, I wanted to watch a Pokemon movie. I know that much. It was pretty cool. So all I'm doing here is just tidying up this sort of this all the diamonds or whatever you want to call them on this little jacket that this dog is wearing. It's a really painstaking task, actually, this. If I'm honest. I'm not great at doing freehand as it is, so doing this is quite a monumental task, I'm finding. And I don't have the steadiest of hands, so especially if you've not got the steadiest of hands and you're trying to achieve this type of effect on your model, brace your arms. So get your forearms braced onto the table itself. And then once you've got your forearms braced, then if you can, place one hand onto the mat. So this, my left hand, which is holding the model, is on the mat. And then my right hand is close by, and I'm actually going to put my fingers onto my other hand. And that's how I'm going to brace my paintbrush. Oh, just it's gone a bit dry, that, where I was just chatting away. When you only have a teeny weeny bit of paint on your paintbrush, it does dry very, very quick. There we go. Sorry guys, I do go a bit quiet when I'm really concentrating. So apologies there. Hopefully we'll get this little bit done and we can crack on and do a little bit more talky talk. And fill out our geek room. So far we've gone for a giant TV. I'd say it's got to be at least 50 inches on your telly. If you've got 50 inches, you've got, you know, you're going to make a good movie time. There we are. Right, okay, I'd say that's good enough. We don't want to go too crazy, but that looks pretty good, right? Not bad, I don't think. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, let's get rid of that. Oh, that was painstaking, that was. So we've done the eyes on our little dog. We've done the painstakingly difficult check sort of look. I don't really think he needs too much more. There's a few little areas where I've gone over, like around here, see, with I was sort of a bit overzealous with the silver, so we can just go back and add some of the skin tone back in. There we go. So I think this guy's going to be like a pet for maybe this could be the pet to Willie Johnson, my Dungeons and Dragons character that I'm playing right now. Maybe this could be his pet. What do we reckon? Could this be Willie Johnson's pet? Would Willie Johnson own a dog like this? I don't think he would. He looks too good. If Willie Johnson, because he's blind, had a dog, it would probably be like a really scruffy dog, I'd imagine. So maybe this isn't Willie Johnson's dog after all. But he is a cool looking dog, so that's why I sort of whipped out the model just to paint. Oh dear. What else have we got? A bit of gold on his ear. We don't want that. Bit of gold up there. So what else are we going to put in our little man cave chick den? Well, we have got our huge TV. What about the gaming table of some sort. So I don't know if you guys have seen, but you can buy these gaming tables which are sort of pre-made, specially designed for board games and Dungeons and Dragons and things like that. And they are epic, but crikey are they expensive. They're like a couple of £1,000 or a couple of $1,000, whatever currency you're working in. And they're so lovely, but they're so pricey. So these tables, generally speaking, are sort of, they've got a little lip or edge to them so that nothing falls out of the table that you're painting on, table that you're playing on. And it's got loads of lights in it. It's got like a felt to keep everything, in case models fall over, keep them soft. It's really, really nice and plush. However, they're super expensive. It often quite has little trays and things like that you can attach to the side for your drinks. All of that sort of jazz. But they're expensive as heck. Now, I came up with a different solution for my man cave, and I'm going to share this with you. So I went onto eBay and I bought myself a table. I looked for just an old wooden table, as large as I could find. And weirdly, and I don't know how I did this to this day, I got it for 99 pence because nobody else bid on it because it was a massive table. Went and collected it. It's sort of a dark wood. In fact, I could probably show you. Could I show you on here? If I go to this. No, it's not going to work. Okay, I can't show you on there because it's not connecting. But it's the table I'm sat at now. And this table is super old, and it looks very old, very D&D. It's like a sort of reddy brown wood, so it looks very sort of old school. But it's lovely. It's super cool. And I bought this for 99p, which I'm proud of to this day. I don't know how I got it for 99p, but I did. And it works. It's perfect size. Now, to upgrade it, rather than having this table that cost me thousands upon thousands of pounds, all I did was I bought some upgrades for this table that I've got. So I thought, right, what do all these tables have that make them really useful? Well, they have these drinks holders. So I went and got loads of drink holders from Amazon that I could just cut a hole into my table and mount them onto my table itself, or into the table, so they're sunk, like sunken cup holders. So I got a load of those. I also went and got some USB charging points and a power source and put those onto my table. So not only have I got drinks holders on here, I've got USB power points. So when my buddies come over and they want to plug in their devices, they just plug the device in into the USBs that are slotted all around the outside of the table. So I really did kind of go to town on this 99 pence table. But I think all in all it cost me about £60 to buy and to build this table. And I've got to say, blow my own trumpet, it is awesome. Absolutely awesome. It's old school in looking, so for actual Dungeons and Dragons, it's super appropriate for that. It's the perfect size for Warhammer. So for a 2,000 point game of Warhammer, it's the perfect size and fits the size that you require for the battle map, which is absolutely mega. It's got loads of little charging points around the edge. It's got your little cup holders to put your cups if you're chilling with your buddies. It's epic. So my point to you is, if you're putting it into your geek den, these sort of tables, don't go and buy a really expensive pre-built one. Make your own. It doesn't cost a huge amount. And you can do it far, far better, and you can tailor it to yourself. And then you're going to have something special. So I've got my little handy dryer here just to dry the base, because I want to speed it up a little bit. So just be careful when you're using one of these. Don't hold it on one spot because you'll melt the bloody thing. I did that stupidly the other day. Well, I wasn't really concentrating. As you can see there, it doesn't fully dry the whole lot, but what it will do is it'll allow us to be able to pick it up and touch it without getting paint all over us. So that's why I do it. If you're painting like on an item like this and you use your dryer, then actually it's really good because it will dry the paint very fast. But on this, when you've got this sort of splodgy type effect, it's not as effective. What am I doing? I want black. I want to paint the black edges. Yes, if you're going to do a table, I'd thoroughly encourage you to build your own. It's a lot of fun building your own table, and you come out with the best results. And to this day, I see all these sort of advertised geek tables. They're super expensive. Mine only cost me £60 to make, and it's a one of a kind. I might actually post some pictures of it on the Discord at some point too, just so you guys can see. Just painting the edge of my model right now. I always like a black edge. I don't know why, but I think it's because it separates the model itself and what you're depicting in the model and the scene you're setting to the floor, so it sort of separates it and makes it its own little area. That's why I like it. That's what I tell myself anyway. So what other items would we have in our man cave, our chick den? Come on, if you've got an item that you would put into your man cave chick den, drop it in the chat, let me know. Again, there are plenty of you watching, so don't be shy to talk. Otherwise I feel like the madman that just talks to himself all the time. I have four 49-inch TV monitors for my computer. Wowzers, dude. That's insane. That's some crazy viewing. That's real crazy. Wow. I mean, whew, that's pretty awesome. I don't have that, that's for sure. I'm trying to see if I can reconnect my phone to my laptop, but I don't know how. If we go up here, sorry for the loss of picture, just bear with me. Oh, no, it's not even giving me the option to connect. That's rubbish. Sorry guys, I wanted to be able to connect my phone and show you the table that I've just been talking about, but I can't. It's not letting me. So we'll have to go back to this view instead, with our little dog and our base. So we want to base it up and give it a little bit of colour. So I do have in here not mixing balls and not green stuff, but I do have some turf. There you go, some stick-on turf. And I do have some stick-on flowers as well, I think, somewhere. Yeah. So I've got those flowers, I've got green turf, and I've got like a brown turf as well. So let's stick a couple of these on just because it saves time. And the whole point of getting these models done is so that we can get them out and play on a game, right? Not to have them sat there forever. We want to be able to use these darn models. There you go, there's two of those ones. Oh, you can't hardly see that, can you, on the screen? Doesn't really look like there's anything on there. There we go. You can see it a bit better there when I hold it that way. We've got those two bits of different types of grass. I might put one back over here as well. Yeah, there we go. A couple of bits of splodges of grass in there. Then we're going to stick our dog probably this way, I think. Across the top, like so. So let's just get ourselves some glue. I was going to put some flowers on the base as well, but I think that might be a bit too much if we put these quite big. So it might look a bit naff if we put the flowers on. So yeah, I can't compete with you, Silver, on your TV setup. My TV setup, what I have here is I have a 48-inch TV there for movies, and then over this side from a man cave, over the back, I've got two screens, two 27-inch monitors for my gaming PC, and then I have my laptop. That's it. That's all I have up here. Well, I say all, that's still quite a lot, and I'm very lucky to have it, but that is what I use and that is what I have. Okay, so let's look at this little guy. He's got his eyes done, he's got everything else is good. Do we put some shade onto his armour, I think? Yes, is the answer to that. Let's put some shade on. Oh geez, we had a load of viewers a minute ago and then they've all sort of dwindled off. I must have talked rubbish for too long. So all we're going to do now is we're going to apply some shade to this guy's armour, just to make it look a little bit more realistic. Give it some sort of character. You don't have to put shade on everything, but it does look nice in some when you apply it to some things. I'm going to put it across this gold as well, just because there's these little tiny dots on the gold. You can see that now highlighted if you compare it to that side. So when you put the shade in, it just sits in the recesses, which is quite nice. There we go. Lovely. All right. Yeah, that looks a bit cool. What do we reckon? He's pretty smart as a little dog companion. And I know in my campaign I've got a mate of mine who plays a character called John. And he's quite a sort of posh sounding individual, and he would have a dog like this. So I might see if he wants to have a dog in the game. Just for fun, because it is fun. Where's my glue? So I need a little bit of glue. Oh. Crikey, glue's a bit stiff today. What's going on here? Oh no! Oh, there we are. It's open. It must have glued itself together, glued itself shut. Pain in the bum. Righty, so just going to take a little bit, because this is a resin model, you can't use plastic glue on it, it doesn't really work, so just 4 quick blobs of super glue. Just going to push him down a little bit. And he should be finito. He should be, so he says. So hopefully that is what we might have to paint over the super glue, because some of the super glue has got a bit shiny look. So we'll probably have to paint over that. But for the rest of the model, I think he's pretty much done, which is nice. Try and sup up a bit of that extra super glue that's there. Here we go. Here's our little dog. Our companion for our D&D adventurer. What do we reckon? Pretty cool, right? And he didn't take that long to paint. We spent, what, 20 minutes today painting him, maybe, and doing the base, and we spent maybe an hour last time painting him, and he turns out like that. He looks pretty cool. Nice and simple, but effective. There we go. That's what we're all about here at Minis-N-Muscles. So there we go. That is him. We shall place him off to one side, and we will go back to our front look. Let's take off the geek glasses for a moment. Whoa! And reposition my standard glasses so I can see you all. Because we need to make a decision on some of these models that we're going to paint next. I suppose we could actually use the top-down view. That one. There we go. And if we zoom out a bit. Right. Let's just move my paintbrushes out of the way. So we've got these two guys here. These are two options that we have available to us that we could paint today. Whilst I just put my paints back in the right place, because if you don't put them back, I always forget, and then it gets like a massive mess where I take paints out, use it for my wet palette. Oh, it gets crazy. So we have finished our little dog. There he is. But he looks super cool, so I'm happy with him. But we need to paint something else. So we've got these two here. We've got this ogre, like a big fat ogre from D&D. And we also have this, a gigantic Imperial Knights type robot, Sisters of Battle style. So we've got this as well to paint. So what do we want? So far we've got 2 votes in. Bayard's Revenge has got 1, which is this one. And the Imperial Knight has got a vote as well. What else are we going to vote for? We need one more to break the tie. We've got a tie right now, guys. Come on. Don't make me do a vote. It's not for me to vote. It's for you guys to vote. So please do stick a vote in. Oh, oh no, we've got a split. Someone's saying ogre. So we've got a 3-way split now. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, that's making my life even more difficult. Because I really don't know. You can see the top of the Imperial Knight here. It's where you can see it's obviously a tank. But when it's that way, it looks cool, right? When it's that way onwards, it looks pretty cool. We've got a 3-way tie in the poll. So we've got our ogre, we've got Bayard's Revenge, we've got the Imperial Knight. Captain Centos doesn't have any votes. So there you go. There's our options. If I just move that slightly so you can see the ogre. There you go. Yeah, so these are our options, guys. What are we going to paint next? Sean Beck is saying ogre. Hello, Sean Beck. Adrian is saying ogre. Oh, okay. So Sean and Adrian have both voted ogre. So the ogre takes the lead. That might have done it, guys. That might have done it. Unless we get like a last-minute flurry of votes. I think that might have done it. I think Adrian and Sean have made the swing vote here. We might be going for the ogre. I think we should probably end that poll, shouldn't we? Boop. There we go. Votes are in. Right, so we're doing the ogre. I am going to admit I lost the instructions to this kit ages ago. So we're actually going in blind here to make this. God knows what's going to happen. So don't blame me if it all goes wrong. I have no clue in what I'm doing here. Just joking. Oh no, I did keep the instructions. There you go. Oh, I'm such a good guy. There we are. So we've got loads of pieces here, loads of sprues. You'll notice they're not in the traditional format where I have already pre-sprayed them. So we are going to have to undercoat this model once we've built him. But I don't think that's a problem. I'm happy to do that. Happy to do that. Alrighty. Okay, so let's put some of this out of the way. And let's get our cutters out. Where's our snips? Here they are. We've got our snips ready. Ogre, not Augie. Yeah, thanks, Adrian. But welcome, Sean. I don't know if I've met you on the channel before. I don't know if I've spoke to you before, but welcome to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. We are very happy to have you here joining us and chatting away. So all we're going to do now is start to build this ogre and cut him out. Make sure he's all good to go. Remember, once we've cut out every item, we're going to have to go through and you can use either the edge of your clippers like I'm using now just to take the burr off. And the burr is the little bit of the sprue that's left over on the model once you cut it from the sprue. So it's normally a little tiny little flick of plastic that's left over. There you go. Lovely. So Sean, yes, welcome. I hope you are enjoying your first viewing of Minis and Muscles. The only place where you need to be on a Friday. The place where the brawn meets the brush. Oh, here we go. Okay. Right, cutting out that one. So we've got one side piece to go. And then we need this side piece as well. Look at that. That is a heck of a mini, actually, to be fair. He's going to look really cool once he's all put together. I am interested in that. Adrian is a long-time viewer of Minis-N-Muscles. So I'm going to ask Adrian a question because he really likes the Iron Hands of Warhammer. Have you seen the new Iron Hands that's going to be coming out? I think they've... was it Iron Hands, I think? They were talking about Iron Hands and releasing some Iron Hands. I think so. Anyway, I hope you've seen them, Adrian. Talking about our general chat of the day. Our general chat is creating our dream geek room. We spoke about TVs, so we went with big and bold for our TV. And then we were talking about gaming tables. So you don't have to buy one of these really ridiculously expensive gaming tables. You can just buy a kitchen table like I did, but an old school one, and convert it into your gaming table of dreams. And that's exactly what I did. I will put a picture of my gaming table onto the Discord later tonight after the show, I promise. It's just I can't get my phone camera to work whilst I'm streaming for some reason. Might be because the battery's low. But it's a very good way of bringing a gaming table to your gaming nights. And that's so helpful. They're so handy. So I'd thoroughly recommend you build your gaming table of your dreams. You're going with those clippers. The way you're going with those clippers, it will where the clippers meet your fingertips. Oh no, don't worry. You can't hurt yourself with those clippers, bro. They're about as dull as my pants. Sean Beck, thanks. Working on my Armoured Clash whilst watching. Ooh, you should join the Discord, dude, and let us know what you've got, and stick the items into the Discord so we can see. I mean, even for my own selfishness, I'd like to see what you're building. So, yeah, please do join the Discord, Sean, and drop in there and tell us what you're working on, or show us what you're working on. That would be really cool. So in our Dream Man Cave, we've got our gigantic TV for watching super geek movies. We've got our gaming table. What else do we want to put into the geek room of love? Well, not of love, but just the geek room. So how about the right chair? The reason why I'm sort of bringing the chair onto it is because recently I bought a new chair. Because the old one wasn't very comfortable. So the chair's really important. I was actually getting massive backache from a chair of mine, and it was horrible. I spend way too long during the day sat down anyway because I'm a lazy git and I have an office style job, unfortunately, or fortunately, either or. And I sit down too long, and when I sit down too long, I end up getting a bad back. Hence why I'm always sort of twisting like this when I'm on live, because I feel like my back is always twisted. Oh, crikey! So this only thing about this model, there's not really anything that holds the pieces together. You know, like a Warhammer model might clip into place or move into a certain position. You're like, yeah, that's locked in. This doesn't seem to have anything. It's just like your best guess. So that's what we'll go with. But he's quite cool. He's already pretty much together. So that's quite good. It looks like it's an easy build is what I'm saying. We've got the head here. So let's glue up the head. Yeah, so we've got our gaming chair. And I was having a really bad experience with a gaming chair, and it just wasn't right for me. It was giving me massive backache, and I got a new one. It was pricey, however, what I would say is the best money I have ever spent on this gaming chair. Seriously, the chair and the table that I got, oh my lord, wouldn't change that for anything now. They're so good. So my point here is make sure you get yourself a decent chair where you're going to be comfortable. You're going to be sat down in it a long time, so make sure you're sort of comfy in sitting there. God, these instructions are really terrible. 9A, 9B. 9A, 9B. Oh, it's on this here, is it? So they want us to glue this bit on first. They want us to put all the accessories on before we build the guy. So yeah, chair's really important. Make sure it's got good lumbar support. Make sure it's adjustable. Make sure the actual seat of it is comfy itself. Yeah, well worth it. Spend your money wisely on it. A good chair. I would advise that very, very much. What else do we want in our geek cave, guys and girls? Drop in and tell me. Adrian, what do you have in your geek cave? Come on. Everyone has a geek cave. Even if it's a corner of your bedroom, which mine was till not so long ago, really. You know, what do you have in that geek cave? What's the special items that make it so geeky and so cool? Tell me, I want to know. Because I'm nosy. But actually, because this is what today's general topic is all about. Hang about. That's better. Okay, there's his little barrel. And the barrel is supposed to glue up on here. Okay, like that. Alright. So we'll just throw a load of glue over here, especially over that little line there, which is where the sort of locking pin bit goes. If you look there, look, we've got a little locking pin. Oh. Sometimes this just doesn't seem, this model, to want to fall into place. Like it, you know, like it should just... Oh, that's better. Falls into place there. Maybe it's just because the glue's dried. There we go. Alrighty, what's next? Next up, we've got 3B and 3A. Where's 3B, 3A? Let's have a look. 3B, 3A, 3B, 3A. Not on any of those sprues, that's for sure. What about these ones? No, that's 6s. Ah, 3B and 3A. Lovely. So we're going to get his arms in the mix now. So I think after we've secured ourselves a telly, big and bold, after we've got ourselves a nice, chair to sit in, or sorry, a table to sit at and a nice chair to sit in, what else do we need in our man cave or chick den? What do we need to put in there to entertain us? What's your thoughts, guys? What we're going to stick in to the chick den, the man cave? Tell me what you have in yours. So I'd love to know that. Is this the DSE course brief? DSE course brief? Mate, you're going to have to remind me. What's DSE stand for again? Defence? No. I don't know. I can't remember what you're talking about, Adrian. You know me, mate. My memory's so bad. It's a shambles. I can't remember nothing anymore. Nothing. I can't remember nothing. How does this go together then? Like that? Yeah, okay. So it goes like that. Alright. There we go. Run that glue along. Whoop. Lovely jubbly. And this goes onto his arm over this side. God, that big fat fella, he's ugly, isn't he? Ugly. Alright, so that's that part 1C. Got a little loincloth to put on there. A little time check. What's the time? Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Crikey. Halfway through already. So we'll probably have to stop for our muscle moment in a sec. Because we wouldn't be Minis and Muscles if we didn't talk about fitness, you know, body and mind for at least 5 minutes. So we'll do that in a second. We'll just attach this onto our big chunky boy. There we go. Okay, that's done, that's done, that's done. Okay, so we're on one. Step 1's done, step 2's done, step 3 is next. Okay, so we're on step 3 already. That's good. And that is 1D and 1E. 1D, 1E, which is over here. Let's cut these out. It's going to be a very light model when finished by the looks of that internal space. Yeah, it is going to be a light model. So one thing, if you have a light model like this, and you don't have to do what I do, but I super glue 2Ps or 1Ps to the base of the model. I've done that for a few before, and it just gives the model that little bit of weight and makes it feel quality. Even when it's not. So this model is super hollow. It's like a bloody Easter egg. But you can just put some 2Ps and 1Ps onto the base of the model, and that just gives it that little bit of extra weight when it's on the table so it doesn't fall over, and it gives it that kind of quality feel as you pick it up. There we go. There's that one. And this one. Yeah, so this is, well, this is a, I don't know who makes this actually. It's a D&D model, but I can't remember because I just cut this picture out and threw the box away because I couldn't be asked to keep the box. Oh, so it is a Wizards of the Coast model, so it's possibly a WizKids model. But I think it's the ones, you know, you can buy them out, or you used to be able to buy them anyway, out of the computer game shop. You used to be able to buy them there. So it's a model out of there, I believe. How the heck does this go on here, though? 1D, 1E. So that goes, what, over here like that? Oh, okay. That's fairly simple. It's a bit weird as well, how it's like sort of all jigsawed. It's a bit odd. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but it's just a bit different to what I'm used to, I think. Yeah, it is a bit jigsawy where it's sort of, the bits just drop in to where they should go. It doesn't seem to want to sit in the right place though there. I reckon that's because of that little bit there. There we go, let's just get rid of that. There we go. Will that sit better this time? Bit better. Not perfect though. So that might need some putty being put in there, but never mind. Right, okay, that's our big guy. Let's zoom in a bit so we can see him. That's what he's looking like so far. Not bad really. It's a pretty easy model. It's pretty speedy to go together. So I put the glue pot seal back on. It's quite easy to build. And I like the detail on him actually. He's going to be quite fun to paint, I think. So yeah, he's looking cool. Right, let's swap over to the front view. Righty, we wouldn't be Minis and Muscles if we didn't talk a moment about fitness. We are the place where the brawn meets the brush. So we do talk about fitness a very short amount of time during our show every Friday. What I wanted to talk about this week, and kind of following on from the theme of last week in terms of body, mind and soul, and to train efficiently, you need to be in the right state mentally, and your body needs to be ready for that task that you're going to put it through, because it's strenuous, right? Exercise is extremely strenuous, and you want to be able to perform as best you can. So we spoke last week about sort of mental clarity, and keeping you sort of on top of your mental health, and this week I wanted to add meditation to it. I just wanted to run through 5 quick points as to why meditation can help you achieve better when it comes to the gym. So first point is stress reduction. Now, meditation helps you massively reduce your stress. If you're stressed at any time, including myself, and I get stressed a lot, you end up getting so frustrated with things, it puts you in a bad frame of mind. So when you go to train, if you make it to the gym, you always train or undertrain. I'd certainly know from my own experience I undertrain because I'm not in the right mind frame, so I end up having a really sort of lackluster kind of training session. So if you can reduce those stress levels so that you're clear in thought and you have a sort of reduced stress sort of level, it enables you to lower your cortisol and be able to focus on the task in hand. So that is really, really important. So number 1 reason why meditation is good. Number 2 reason, it gives you focus and discipline. Focus and discipline comes when you start to learn how to meditate. When you learn to meditate about taking your time, breathing, and zoning yourself out and putting all of your effort into meditating itself rather than everything else that's going on around you, it gives you some discipline and focus. Now, that supports your overall aim of fitness in your fitness journey, right? Because you have to remain focused, you have to remain disciplined to be able to achieve your results. If you can start to do meditation and achieve some strengths in focus and discipline, and you can then start to apply that to your fitness regime, you're going to have huge benefits. A calmer mind means better focus for you. So by meditating, you become calmer. And you can also apply that to better focus on your form, on your reps. Being able to channel yourself in that way is hugely beneficial. 1 point was mind and muscle connection. So breathing and mindfulness techniques sharpen your awareness and your movement. So if you can sort of control your breathing and keep yourself calm, you can then sort of connect and feel like you're connecting with the rest of your body better. So rather than just walking into the gym and throwing a load of weights around or jumping on the treadmill, you're actually more focused on what you're going to do, and the body is ready and prepared for putting itself through something arduous. Point 4, you can use meditation as a recovery aid. We've spoken before on Minis and Muscles about how recovery is really important to help your body grow after doing your fitness. Meditation can be that help. So being able to being able to relax will help improve your sleep, will help ensure that your muscle repair is more effective. And the last point is mental resilience. So by meditating, it actually helps you build out your mental resilience through going through certain practices. Having mental resilience is vital for physical training because you're going to have to push through barriers, especially pain barriers, to be able to reach the next level. So being able to have that resilience and support that resilience growth in you is a really good factor. So 5 quick points on why meditation is good. Try it out yourself. Take a moment. There's plenty of apps out there, from Calm to Headspace to other good meditation apps. They're really easy to follow. They're all guided practices. Or if you feel really brave, you could do some of your own meditation without any guidance. Or go to a class and try it. Give it a shot and see how you feel. Trust me, I think you will find that you will feel that you're in a better place for it. Anyway, back to our usual painting and our model making. So let's bring the fat lad back in. Here he is. We are now on step 4, which is down here. So we need to get his... What's that? Like a... Is that his hat or something? Yeah, it's like a bit that goes on his chest. Oh, it's just a tiny bit there. Okay, so 1G and 12. Alright, so we've got this little antler to go onto the edge of him. It's quite an alright kit actually, this. It's not too bad a quality. It's not as good as I'd say as a Games Workshop model, but you know, it's not terrible. I'd say the only thing they could do better is make bigger instructions, because blind gits like me can't see it. So we're continuing to build out our geek hobby room. We've got the TV, we've got the table, we've got the chairs, we've got... What else do we want to put in this geek room? So drop some comments in if you're wanting to add anything to the geek room. I would love to hear from you. So I'm really unsure on where this goes. It just says it goes on here, but I don't know. It feels like it's got a little tiny notch, and then that notch feels like it should go somewhere, but I don't know where it should go. Because looking at the model, there's no gap for the notch to sit on. So I'm not quite sure where this is meant to be going. Right, okay, I might leave that off for now. Where's 12? Let's find point 12, which is this little skull, so full of skulls, this guy. Let's build this one out. Cut off that. So we don't want that bit, and we don't want this bit here. By the way, if you're going to do what I do and use a blade, just be very careful. I regularly cut myself because I don't concentrate on what I'm doing. So don't be like me. Be sensible. Where's this guy going then? So it's saying it goes on his chest, but... Oh, okay. Probably goes there then. Alright, let's stick some glue in here. It's weird though how it goes there. It just feels like it doesn't... Feels like something's missing to go there. Oh well. Right, well let's put that there anyway. We're now on the next step, which is down here. We're going to get the rest of his arm in. It looks like he's... Oh, that's why. Okay. So there's 2 lots of instructions. I didn't see that. We've got this version of a hill giant that's throwing a stone, or we've got this one that's in the picture that's like got a stick and carrying the cow or whatever it is. I actually quite like the one that's carrying the cow, so I think we're going to go with that. Let's get this over then. Let's go over here and get that. I think that'll be better. Look at the instructions. I did look at the instructions. Adrian, O ye of little faith. I did look at the instructions, sir. How very dare you? I always read the instructions, sir. I always read them. There we go. Oh, there's that one there. It's always spotting these little burrs as well. And if you don't get them before you put them on the model, especially one that's not a little bit, oh, sorry, one that is a little bit dainty, it's really difficult to then get the burrs off the model once it's all made. So do be careful when you're putting it together. Hang about. Hang about. We're missing the back of his hand here. See, rushing ahead. I didn't read the instructions on that part, Adrian, so you can shoot me for that. There we go. Lovely. All right. Stick that bit on there. Like that, and then the glue goes on the back here for going on here. There we go. Yeah, it's okay. It's just a bit odd how some of the bits go together on this. I'm not fully convinced. 7B, C and D and E. Where are they? Oh, okay. So 7E. Yeah, these instructions aren't very good. I'm blaming the instructions, alright? They're pretty poo. Not only are they dead tiny so you can't see nothing, they're useless. Alright, we've got this over here. So what else are we putting in our man cave? We've got the desk, we've got the TV, we've got the chair. What else do we want to stick into the man cave? I think we should stick into the man cave. Have you seen... sorry. We need a desk for our gaming PC. Right, so we've obviously got our TV, you know, and we've gone for a nice big and bold, but we need a desk to put our gaming PC on. And then we need our gaming PC to put onto the desk. Or under the desk, either or. So choose yourself a nice desk. It was one of the things that I treated myself to in 2025 was a new desk. And it's a standing one, so you don't get backache. Notice a theme here with backache and being old. So, yeah, choose yourself a desk wisely. Make sure it's comfortable for you. Everyone is different. So choose yours wisely and go steady. Give it a little test run if you can. Or if you've got a buddy that's got one, maybe drop into them, check out theirs. That was an absolute guess, but that worked well going on there. Oh, love me. He looks bland, son. You better paint him up. Yeah, I know. I will, mate. I will. I've just got to actually finish getting all the bits together, though. That's what I've got to do first. Which takes a little bit of time. So it's just a pain in the butt. Some people love building the models themselves. I'm not as much. I don't mind it, but that's not my favourite part. That's for sure. Whereas this is some people's favourite part. They don't like painting, they don't like playing the game. So in our man cave, maybe Pell, you've got some ideas of what you put in your man cave. If you were building a dream man cave, what would you put in there and why? So what else I've got on my list to put in there? So we talked about a decent chair. We talked about good TV. We talked about our new desk. And so a standy-uppy one might be helpful. That's what I'd stick into my man cave. Or what I have stuck into my man cave. But what else do we need in our man cave? So we've got our TV to watch awesome movies on. We've got our gaming PC on our lovely posh table. We've got a nice chair. We've got our gaming table. So not where the PC is, but a gaming table where we can all sit down and play games like Dungeons and Dragons or other board game type things. What else do we need in our man cave is the question. What else do we need in the man cave? Well, if we're painting, we're going to have somewhere to put all of our paints, right? So what about a decent paint rack? That is vital. One of the good things that I use is a ball. I think it was from Amazon, so it was super cheap. It wasn't expensive. I bought myself these little wooden paint pot holders. So your paints go into these paint pot holders. You have to glue it all together first, which can be a bit of a pain in the backside, but it's pretty cheap to buy. So it's not an expensive purchase for these paint pot holders. You glue them together yourself. It's nice and simple, nice and easy, and they're really effective. They hold about, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10, so 40 paints per rack. I have 2. And then it's got some drawers underneath it as well. And the drawers underneath are really, really helpful for putting all like your fake grass, all your bits and bobs, throwing all that in there. Well worth it. So I could 100% recommend that. Get yourself a nice little paint pot holder for all your paints. 8A, 8B. Oh, that's that. That's 8A. That's 8B. Okay. God knows what this is. 8A, 8B. Yeah, and if you've got your paint pot rack all sorted, it just keeps things nice and tidy. There's one thing that I hate is an untidy workspace. So, you know, even after today's show, I tidy up my workspace that I'm in right now, put all my paints back and tidy all the pots up, etc. Just making sure things are looking smart. Having a nice place to put your paints in the first place rather than just throwing them in a big pot or a bin or something, you know, helps keep a little bit of pride about your work area or workstation. Will hopefully inspire you to keep it nice and tidy and uphold high standards. And that would be good. There's just a bit of a mould line there that I'm just scratching off. I'm just using the edge of the razor blade there just to scratch off the mould line, just because it was a bit dominant. Do the same on this one. That's the other thing I like about a razor blade. You can actually use it to scratch the area and scratch all the mould lines off very, very quickly, rather than having to sit there and scrape away with like a mould line remover. So all a mould line remover is like a solid little metal bar thing that you use to scrape, but they're not very. I don't find they're very effective at all. So I don't use them. I don't believe they're very good. So little knives are the best. These little blades, perfect. Right, we built that, whatever that is. Oh, it's an old wagon. That's what it is. We're about to stick the wheels on now. I'm going to stick some wheels on our wagon. Wagon wheels? Whee. Sad joke, dad joke for anyone in the UK knows what a wagon wheel is. Here we are. So we've got our lovely gaming PC on our nice standy-uppy type desk. We've got our area to play D&D on our big, large sort of gaming table. We've got a TV to watch cool movies on. And we've obviously got our gaming PC on the desk, which is going to require some monitors, right? Do we go 2 monitors or 1 monitor? What's the general consensus when playing PC? 2 monitors or 1 monitor? I'd love to know. Stick it in the chat. Let's just cut all these bits off. And I have to use these for that. There we go. Lovely. Alright, so where do these wheels go then? One goes that side, one goes that side. Okay. That one goes there then. Nope, it doesn't. It's that one goes there. Okie doke, let's stick some glue on here anyway. Good thing about that is one has a little horizontal and one has a vertical little slit for it to drop into. Why is that not going on there? Sorry, just out of frame there, guys. Apologies. Why does that not want to go? There we go. That's better. There we are. Perhaps the paint will hide that big crack where the 2 pieces of the fur meet up. Yeah, I don't know, mate, to be fair. The fur's probably going to be a brownie colour, right? We're probably going to have to fill it. I don't know. We'll see once it's painted what it looks like. We'll see. Sean is saying vinyl player with speakers. I had that before I had to move for my job. Ooh, a vinyl player, hey? Classic. All right, well, we could have a vinyl player in the geek room, couldn't we? In the man cave, in the chick den, wherever we are. There is no reason why we couldn't have a vinyl player in there. What would be the taste of music? There you go. Adrian's saying, of course, we really need a Matrix dojo full of our modelling gear that we can access at any time. So, how would that translate into normal gear, Adrian? So you're saying Matrix dojo. So surely, like I was saying, a paint pot holder that's got drawers on that holds all your modelling gear. Surely that is where all your stuff goes, right? No? Or am I missing something there in your description? Apologies if I am. But yeah, I would probably... You know, I do have my modelling paint racks. So I've got those with the drawers in. That's got all the little bits and bobs in, like these knives and all the rest of it. But you're also going to need other things too, right? So I do have some plastic boxes off to my side, which I've revealed on one of my streams where I went through all of my pile of shame, which was very embarrassing. If you've not seen that video, go back and find the pile of shame video. Oh, not good. But those plastic boxes are really handy. So places like B&M or B&Q or something like that, or at your DIY type store, you can go down to and find yourself some plastic boxes, stackable plastic boxes. Put all your gear into those. They're the best. Label them up, nice and easy, so you can see into them slightly. They've also got a little label to tell you what you've thrown in there and forgotten about. Like if I look to my left now, I've got one that's paint and sprays. I've got one that says models to build. I've got one that says model parts and transfers. You know, so plenty of variation on there for us. And it will keep all our things nice and tidy. So in our man cave, we've got our TV. We have got our big grand table to play tabletop role-playing games and board games on, and Warhammer and all that good jazz. Then we've got our our PC gaming table, and we've got our gaming chair, and we've got some monitors for our PC. Then we sort of navigated over to the painting area, and in our little geeky world we've got our paint racks, we've got some storage tubs next to us. What else would we have? I'm sure there's plenty of other things that we could choose. Whilst I continue to build this ogre. There we go. What about if we had... what do we go for lighting, right? How about this? Let's think of lighting. So we've got this really cool room, and we've got these awesome items in there. But what are we going to go, or what are we going to do for lighting? Are we going to go with huge downlighters or something, or we're just going to go with natural light maybe? What do we think's best, guys and girls? Natural light, or are we going to actually put in some awesome downlighters or something? I mean, here in my man cave, I did just have the standard one single light bulb hanging from a bit of flex for, well, actually for 4 years until this year, when I changed it to a sort of 4-way LED setup, which is quite nice, but I'm not sure whether it's actually any brighter in here than what it was previously. I'm a little bit disappointed. I mean, it feels brighter, but it doesn't look brighter on the screen. So I don't know about you guys, but hopefully you can see what I do okay. Hopefully you can see what I do. There we go. Bringing him round there. We've got this to go on his shoulder, which I think goes like... Oh no, that's upside down. It's got to go that way, I think. That. Oh no. Oh jeez, that didn't go down well. Is that why that one doesn't go very well either? Should it go there, like that? That looks better, doesn't it? But how does that sit on there? Oh, it's so fragile. Maybe we might have to wait till that actually dries. What does that go in there? God knows. Right, we need the other bit of this deer, I think, wherever that's gone. Right, let's get rid of that sprue. That's dead. What's over here? That looks like something else. Don't know what that is. Don't know what that is. Deer head. We're looking for a deer head. Deer head. Deer head. 4, 4, 4, 4. A, C, B. No. Okay. That's it there. There we go. That's the head. It's not a deer. It's a cow, Steve. Christ. Okay. Well, let's get the cow in here anyway. So what you really mean is that you're going to catalogue the contents of your box of shame? No, Adrian. No. No, 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 no. I'm not going to catalogue the box of shame. Although, hey, you guys will be proud of me. If you have watched the box of shame video, it was horrific, right? In terms of the box of shame and what I had. However, I would like to point out, I have sold loads. I went to Vinted and sold loads of my shame pile on Vinted, which is a second-hand sort of reseller website type thing. I got rid of loads of it, and I'm very happy about that. So I feel like I don't have as much anymore, which is good. So my pile of shame is not quite as shameful as what it once was. before I think it was 4 boxes. And Adrian, you might remember, because Adrian's been around. For other viewers that have not been around as long, Adrian has been around for quite some time watching Minis and Muscles. You may well remember, Adrian, how many boxes, but I'm pretty sure it was 4 boxes that I had. That's pretty bad, right? 4 boxes worth of, and I'm talking about the big plastic boxes as well, not anything little, big plastic boxes. It was really bad, peeps. It was really bad. It was not something to be proud of at all in any way. It was a really bad moment where I actually realised how much I've collected and not used. So yeah, we made a correction. We made a change. Since then I've stuck strong to my change and kept everything pretty bland, pretty basic. So I've done well. I promise you I've done well. I've only got a couple more little bits to do. Got to stick the udders of this cow on, and then we'll be good to base colour it. Oh, that's 1:45 though, so probably won't get to do that this show. But next show, what I'll do in the meantime is I will I'll do the base colouring. I'll just spray it, and then come next show it'll be ready to paint, so we don't have to fanny around and wait. Love Vinted. JPC! You're in the house, bro. Are you working, JPC? How are you, sir? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. Hope you're enjoying the my vestige today. And you're not sneaking off watching other channels. I'm watching you, JPC, alright? I'm watching you. I'm only joking, by the way. You are absolutely more than welcome to watch other channels that are not me. I am pretty lame in comparison to 99%. But Butterfly Horse says, love Vinted. Yes, Vinted is awesome. I very much like Vinted. It's exceptionally good site. Oh dear me. Sorry, I just got a couple of burps there. Oh man. Okay, so there's loads of really weird little bits to stick on here. I'm trying to work out what they all are. Right, I've got the tongue. So this model's really strange, right? See all these little bits here? It's literally separated. It's had massive parts for everything. And then it's separated the ears and the tongue into tiny little bits to stick on. Kind of seems a bit weird that they've done it like that, because everything else has been like huge parts. Whereas the ear and the tongue, they've decided to go really small. It just doesn't make any sense. So I'm just moaning about the quality of the print here and what their terrible decision was to actually build the model like this. So we've got to stick the tongue on, which goes here. There we go. There's the tongue, and then we've got 2 ears on the other side that we need to glue on. So let's just glue around here. Hang about, because we didn't prep the ears, so we need to cut off the little burrs. There's that one. So has anyone else got any sort of things that they wanted to add into our ideal man cave, which was our general chat tonight? If there is, what about you, Butterfly Horse? If you had a man cave or a lady den that you would hang out in, what would you have in there and why? By the way, I'm being very presumptuous that Butterfly Horse, you're a lady. But I assume so from your name. It sounds like a lady kind of name. Oh god, I keep dropping the bloody ears. They're really fiddly. Oh no. Freaking hell. This is like the 5th time I've tried to pick this bugger up. Right, sometimes it is advantageous to use tweezers. So for really small things like that, where you're trying to get the ears into place, you can use tweezers or something like that, just to move the item into place and to hold it, because sometimes they are a little bit tricky. So there we go. There's his ears moved into place. His tongue's in place. Right, well, let's leave that there. Is there any more to stick on this model for E? Because it's given us a load of bits for different things. So that one's for the different hand. That is for the different bits on the different hand. This one is for the opposite different hand. Right, what's this for then? I guess this is the base. Part of the base. So we can cut that out and we can actually stick them down onto the larger circular base, which is over here. See, in this. So not too bad. So we've actually managed to build the model in the show, which is pretty good. Like I say, I will spray him up so he's ready to paint for next show. And it'll be a really good one to paint, actually, this. I think he's going to look a lot better. So, that model is very much a sub-assembly model. Yeah, it's, I think so, but as you're saying, you mean that you have made a gap for more compulsive purchases? Yes, mate. 100% I have. No, you'll be proud. I haven't really made any compulsive purchases. I'm trying to sell an Orc army that I have, and I'm trying to sell an Eldar army that I have, so I'm trying to get rid of more stuff. I don't want to buy any more things, so that's me done, I think, in terms of collecting more and more crap. I don't want more. So let's just stick this base on. It's weird that D&D models give you a clear base. Not so sure I like a clear base. But all their models do. If you buy D&D packaged models, all the bases are clear on them, which I find rather odd. There we go, stick that down. What else are we saying in the chat? Perhaps a thin strip of green stuff would get rid of the gap in the hide. Yeah, I'm going to do that, mate. I'm going to use the liquid green stuff, actually, and just go across there, just to get rid of that. I think it would do much better. But he looks pretty cool, though. He looks alright. There you go. That's him fully built. We haven't stuck him onto his base yet, but that's what he looks like. He's pretty cool, right? I think so. I think he's pretty smart. He's going to look good once he's on the base and he's fully done, I think. Is there a certain place to stick him? I don't know. Let's just wang a load of glue on his feet and put him where he falls. Wherever he works out well. Let's just see. What do we reckon? About there? Seems to be gripping well into that position there. Right, while that's happening, let's cover our last part of the show, which is our hobby horror moment. And that is where I retell a story to you guys about modelling and miniatures and having a absolute nightmare. So, I was hobbying not so long ago and I was creating a custom Sisters of Battle model to join my army. So I was just painting it in my own time, not on the show or anything. And I wanted to take her bolter off because I wanted to swap her bolter for a different weapon, and I wanted to change her head as well. And this was a resin model, so it was a proxy. So it's not an official Games Workshop, but I wanted to put official parts on to make it look better. So I wanted to take off the fake bolter and put on a proper one and add some little bits off of spares that I had from other models onto this one. One was the arm, one was the head that I wanted to change. Now, I was using, I wasn't using this knife, this little blade here. I was using a different type of blade. I don't know if I've got it with me actually. Yes, so I was using this one, right? And you can see actually the blade's broken from this incident. And this is like a razor blade, but it's just a little square piece and you can push down and cut things into straight lines. It's quite nice. And I was using this to take off the arm. So imagine me here trying to take off the arm, but it's a very small model, right? I was pushing down, and you've got to be so careful with resin. It was a 3D print resin. And I wasn't so careful. I snapped it and lost her entire head. So I wanted it something unique to stand out in the squad. Out came the hobby knife, you know, and I was like, right, okay, I'll be able to get rid of this and glue other things into place. And then I ended up having to get out sculpts in putty. I had to get loads of other spares out, and it was an absolute total disaster because I slipped with the blade, as I usually do. Instead of just trimming the arm joint, I then sliced off the entire arm, and her head went with it as well because it's resin and the entire thing cracked all the way up here. And I was left with a custom sister, but with a headless custom sister and no arm. So she was basically a lump of power armor. So my point here in hobby horror moment is be careful if you're working with resin models. Now this plastic like this model is fine for this kind of blade and just to push into. If you're using resin, you have to be so careful because it just fractures and breaks really quick and easy. So just bear that in mind. Otherwise you will be like me and you will be left with absolutely nothing. So what do we reckon on this model? Here he is. He's all painted up. He's got his busted, he's got his big old fat gut hanging out. He's got his poor cow here that he's picked up to eat. He's got like a sort of shaman staff type thing on the side. He looks pretty cool, right? I think he looks like an alright model. Yes, there is a big line down here that we need to fix, but I shall do that, no worries. And we also, actually I forgot, we need to stick this cart on, don't we? I forgot about the cart. We should probably try to do that before end of show. But where does this go? Now, it's a bit sort of weird this because the cart has been cut. So if you see here, it's been cut along this line and it fits specifically on this part of his rug on his shoulder. But I'm buggered if I can work out where that goes. And the picture's not very helpful either. So the picture doesn't really help me out much. So 1 minute I'm thinking, oh, is it there? Is it here? But again, if I can't find it, I might just leave it off because actually I don't think the cart's that great. I think it actually looks better without it, to be fair. But I do want to try to do it proper. Is it there? It just doesn't seem to want to fit anywhere. Oh well, we'll leave it off. And I've just pulled him off the base, so that's really not good. I think we'll leave this off. I don't think we're going to put it on. I think. Because I can't seem to find how it bloody fits on here. That's about as close as I can get, matching the crack of the... Aha. Aha. I've just found it. Right, okay. Here we go. Let's just glue this on now. Now we've found the place. Let's do it, right? Got to find it again now. There we are. So he's even got his little backpack on as well. Lovely jubbly. There we go. So that kind of covers part of the problem we had here, Adrian, with the crack line, right? Nice. Okay, so let's place him down. Let's put the lid on our glue. We don't want that all to dry out. And do what I usually do and leave the lid of the glue off for bloody hours on end and I forget about it. That's no good. So let's just zoom in here a second because I want to bring our dog back into the picture. So this is our little dog that we done earlier. I think he looks pretty cool. You can see now he's dried, so that armour looks a lot better now that non-oil's dried across his armour piece. What do you reckon, guys, on the little dog? Pretty cool, right? Perfect D&D companion, I think. The super glue hasn't dried too bad either, so I think we can almost get away with that. What we might want to do, if we just move our ogre out of the way for a second. Oh, he's a big lad. Let's zoom in here. What we might want to do very quickly as a last touch on this guy is just to cover up the super glue and where that laid. I'm just going to get some Agrax Earthshade and just go over the base of the mud itself. Now, this will cover the super glue lines and any dry lines that have gone onto the base, which is helpful. But it will also bring out any definition in the mud. So it's kind of two birds with one stone here. So I quite like doing that. There we go. Just put a bit of a Agrax Earthshade around this mudded area for our little dog model. Covers up the super glue marks and also gives the texture of the mud a little bit of definition. Lovely! Wait for that to dry. Might be able to dry that very quickly with our heat gun. On a low heat though. There we are. Dried enough. There we go. There is our dog. What do you reckon, peeps? Oh, a little snack for the ogre. Yeah, definitely. I quite like how the checkers come out as well. That's quite good. I think he looks pretty smart to me. And then if we bring in our ogre friend, here he is. Rather large though. We have to zoom out a bit. Whoop, there we go. We can fit him in now. So he's a pretty big old boy. Pretty massive. He's got his little bit of lunch. And he's got that there. What has the muscle portion happened already? Yes, mate. Yeah. We spoke about muscles already. That was about 8 o'clock here after about an hour or so of in the show. So you missed it, JPC. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Unfortunately, you have, bro. So let's switch back to this view. Let's move this out the way. Let's get one last look at our finished article dog that we started last session. There he is. Looking pretty cool, right? Standing proudly. So he's going to be a little D&D pet. And we've built this guy today. This big old boy. An ogre. There we are. And we're going to paint this guy next week. So we'll start painting. I will base coat him this week this weekend, ready to paint next week. There you go. So he is built, he is done, ready to go on the table. Cool. All right, so, whoo-wee. Been a whirlwind show as always. It feels like things disappear really, really quickly when you're sort of enjoying it and you're wittering away to yourself and others. But we had a good old chat about what we would do to build out our own geek room and what we put in it. So that was a nice little conversation. We did speak today about meditation for our muscle moment and how meditation can help us with physical training. And then we had a hobby horror moment where we spoke about me splitting a battle sister in two. Or, well, just cutting her arm and her head off. But hey, who am I to who am I to say that's bad or good? But I hope you've enjoyed the show. As always, thank you so much. Your participation, your chatting, you guys sort of dropping in comments here and there and just saying hello means the absolute world to me. I don't do this for the money. As you can see, I get very few viewers. So it's certainly not for the money. It's for the fun. It's to engage with you guys, to chat hobby, and just to encourage geeky conversation. That's all I want to do. I want to make it okay for everyone to be a geek and to enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. And that's the main purpose of the channel, really. And to paint some models, yeah. But it's to sort of bring together like-minded people and to enjoy the world of geek. Thank you, Adrian, as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful weekend, all right? Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, turn your notifications on, comment on the video when it's posted. That really does help the algorithm for me. Share it with some friends. Get it out there. Tell everyone about Minis-N-Muscles. Have a wonderful geeky weekend. Go out there, geek it up, do a little bit of fitness, whether that's a walk or perhaps you want to go to the gym and push some weights about. Hey, who's to say? Whatever mindset you feel in, go and do it. Geek it up, enjoy it, have a wonderful weekend, and thank you so much for being here with me across the show. I will see you all soon. Much love, stay cool, and I will see you next week at 7 PM. Ta-ra for now.
Minis-N-Muscles, we're heroes, right? The dying world still but it's nice. Crushing head with power we fight. Strength that breaks you, night in the night. Where the brawn meets the brawn. The story's told in this love imagination mode. With every stroke, adventures unfold. Minis-N-Muscles, heart and soul. To explore, roll the future, hear the dice roar, gaining realms of muscles drawn, together in this place where we belong. Golden spells casting